We can summon the guards if you want.
Nightcap.
Eccoci. You have business here. You are in luck. The governor is between meetings. Go on in.
The Watcher. From the palace, yes? You made quite the impression on the Cantanechesi. He went on for ages. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. I am Lueva Alvari, Governor in Residence of the Valiant Trading Company here in Nekataka. What brings you to my door? The Royal Deadfire Company's outpost, yes? Director Castell has some interest in that place, I understand. You will find him upstairs. Was that all? Safe travels. Should you have business, don't hesitate to stop by.
Ah, Watcher. This is a timely visit. I was just going over the reports. You have quite the history. I was hoping to get an opportunity to meet with you in person. Watchers are not so plentiful as you might expect here in the Deadfire. Cantanero was very interested to hear what might have happened in Hasongo. Aethus, the giant, yes? Nero did make a mention of your claim. Whatever the root cause, these events make clear that something is on the horizon, which makes our work here all the more pressing. And I think that we are, each of us, in a position to offer each other something that we cannot find elsewhere. The Valiant Trading Company has had a presence on this island for nearly a century now. We have the greatest fleet on the seas, the support of the richest men and women in the world. What can the Royal Deadfire Company offer? A soldier's wages, so that you can elevate the fortunes of a distant king? And the queen? A place in the Kahanga tribe among all the rest of these neglected people. You've lived outside the caste system all these years. Are you eager to return to it? I can give you money, fame, certainly. But the men and women of the company, we set our aims high. And if I only wanted to offer you work as an Adra inspector, I would have let Alvari deal with you. The Valiant Trading Company has maintained an outpost here in Nekataka for nearly a century now. It was only 2 years ago that we discovered the effects of Luminous Adra with the aid of our animancers and several watchers. Flaune Alette has continued to study the potential of Luminous Adra in all manner of advances. Why content ourselves to sell all this Adra as a luxury when we might use it to change the world? But of course you understand all of this. Alette sent word of your involvement in her latest experiment. A very dramatic first attempt, I hear. Though, Alette has a tendency to gloss over details. But, I want to hear it from you. You'll put the priest into a frenzy with talk like that. Communion with the gods is their business. A near-death experience does little to recommend Alette's efforts. I am glad you are in one piece, Watcher. We are in the early days of Alette's research. Flawed as this outing was, there is promise there. This is only the start, you know. The very dawn of a new age of discovery. But just imagine. Imagine if we could transport goods and people more quickly than any vessel or horse. Cure every kind of ailment. Perhaps cure disease altogether. We'll extend our lifespans by decades, maybe even centuries one day. This has all been the work of a single outpost. I want there to be a dozen outposts, 100. Animancers working together to better our lives. Look at what we have left behind. Old Valia is a battlefield at constant war with itself. But the republics have risen from that past. We can rise farther still. And in doing so, we will raise all of Aora with us. Watcher. If you believe it, so shall I. But I've said enough. Too much, I think. There will be more experiments to come. Until then, I have a more grounded task I need assistance with. Nothing that should put your spirit in any danger. Nekataka sees its share of smuggling. I doubt that would surprise anyone. But we've learned of a particular exchange that will have more dire effects than a few spoiled Hawana peasants. There is a Royal Deadfire Company official by the name of Quarno who has been meeting in secret with one of the Principi. I do not believe he works with the approval of his masters. He meets with a Captain Tola, a known pirate and smuggler. I hope I don't have to tell you that an alliance between a crooked royal official and the Principi is not the kind of trouble any of us need. I have a woman, Britza, waiting in the luminous bathhouse in Periki's Overlook. The smugglers do business there, and she has kept an eye on things. I promise to send assistance. Find her, and she will tell you what she knows. It may surprise you, but the Royal Spy Master and I are not on very good speaking terms. I prefer to handle these matters internally. You provide a good opportunity. Excellent. Meeting you has been a stroke of luck, Watcher.
Welcome, welcome. I am Ganor, owner and proprietor of the Luminous Bathhouse. If there's any way I might make your visit more comfortable, you need only ask. Ah, the new attendant. I believe she's cleaning one of the rooms upstairs. What can I do for you?
You and I, we have a mutual friend, do we not? Good, good. A Royal Deadfire operative, Quarno, and his Principi associate, Tola, will meet tonight to discuss the details of a business arrangement. They have bought out the entire first floor for privacy's sake. Even Gunnar, their proprietor, will excuse himself. Only bathhouse attendants will be allowed to remain to ensure their comfort. You understand? I will disguise you as a bathhouse attendant, so you might observe their meeting. With luck and some cunning, you may be able to discover the details of their special arrangement. You will not be able to take your gear, but do not worry. Should the situation get out of hand, there will be a stash of weapons hidden in one of the changing booths. But I am sure it will not come to that. Gelarde! Then you will take your disguise, and I shall take your equipment, Ak. Take this rice wine as well. Perhaps you will find use of it, eh?
Ah, what timing. Lounging in all this water's making me thirsty. Your face, weird. Have we met? It's probably the wine. Has anyone ever told you you're great? 'Cause you are really great. You should ditch this stupid bathhouse. Join my crew. I just got a bunch of fancy new cannons from Quano. We'll be the terrors of the Deadfire. It'll be fun. That's because I am. I'm no queen of Nekataka, but I do all right. I captain a ship for the Principe, and the big grouchy guy back there, Quano, works for the Royal Deadfire Company. Sometimes, when he's not doing stuff on the sides, doing stuff like selling me cannons. That's what we're celebrating. Did I mention that? I'm gonna blow up some Valian trading company ships and take their luminous Ardra. But shh. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. My large friend and I are celebrating a business transaction. But I can't say anymore. No, I've already had too much.
Report to Director Castle once you've learned what you can.
Do you suppose a Hasongo was a kind of vengeance for Rawatai's assistance with the Godhammer? Oh, listen to me. It all sounds perfectly mad. Perfetto. What did you discover? Diverus? That is worse than I suspected. Please, explain. Spare me no details. Madiko, our convoy routes are meant to be a well-guarded secret. I might as well have sent the Principe a letter. That is enough to work with. Agrissima, I do believe I'm going to ruin Quarno's day. I do have another matter I could use your assistance with, Watcher. If you have a moment. It concerns a business associate, a captain by the name of Ferrante. Something of a notable figure among the Principi, I'm told. A more reasonable specimen, but yes, not the most ideal of circumstances, but then little about any of this has been ideal. Captain Ferrante will have the details, but the matter concerns a contact of his on the island of Crookspur. Apparently, they're having some trouble out there with the hostile tribe. You help them, Ferrante helps the company. You've proven resourceful. You make the logical choice. I would not normally enter into such pacts with the likes of Ferrante. The company's assets are in some disarray. Our resources are not what they once were. It is a shameful state of affairs, but I am doing what I can to remedy the situation. You'll find Ferrante in Dunnage. Dunnage is a den for pirates, as you might imagine. You'll likely be in less danger there than on the sea, but all the same.
Castol warned me you would come, but he did not indicate how much he'd have briefed you in advance. You can assure Castol that I would have handled it in due time. I've simply been tied up with other matters. However, if you were to handle this small matter for the both of us, I would see to your reward, personally. As you prefer. You're to go to Crookspur and speak with a Master Kua. He runs the island.
Flogging fuck.
Hand me your map, and I'll mark Crookspur's location. I trust that Castol has already pressed upon you the need for discretion regarding this matter. Answer that.
Are you ready to ride the...
I find the trick with sirens is to rip out their tongues. So what can I do, you lovesome? Got something for me, Dove? I'm all ears. As you wish, Dove.
You there? Psst, lovesome. Chance a gander this way. Thought that might catch your attention. Now then, you must call me Saerfol. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Have a look-see. You won't find a grander market for your labour needs than Crookspur. Not that I am. During my station here, I've spied signs of illegal activity. Enslaving people of the Deadfire is illegal. It's the selling of slaves from elsewhere that isn't. If we could free the natives who've been detained before they're carted outside of the Deadfire, the illegal trade would be exposed, weakening the entire trade. Moreover, we'd ruin Ferrante's ploy with the slavers, whatever it may be. Ferrante can burn and sink. Aldis won't abide these slavers to persist. We may not see eye to eye with some of the old bloods in the Principe. We're too rowdy for their refined palates. Any slaves you free are welcome to sail with us. You'll find the natives, the illegal stock. You may have better luck sneaking in through the sea caverns dotting the shore. One of them leads into the fortress. I've got a skiff ready for the slaves you send out. We'll make fast for Deadlight. After that, who but Andra knows?
Care to have a look? Right away.
You there, approaching. You are late. The auction is almost over. If anyone is to hurry, it should be you. I grow tired of opening and closing the gate. Take care that I do not drop it as you walk beneath.
Apretas. We continue now, cliente. Finoma! At last we reach the culmination of our lot today. Feast your eyes on a fruit most rare. Verlico will open the bidding at 800 pies. 800 pies, 800 right here, and 850.
What a putrid thing.
We've got 875 and now 900. Who will bid us 900?
Be feasting your eyes on these bare-polled, scurvy-wilted curs, throwing copper down for flesh.
Caution, amica. Those are grave accusations as well as false ones, to be assured.
I'm from the Deadfire. You cannot keep me.
Nonsense! Uter bella tonderia! Do tell us then, Posternago, from where do you hail? And I would advise you to be immensely specific.
That is...
That is enough for today. It is time you were leaving, Aimika. Those who would cost Master Kua his profit are not welcome here. You are not the first mess I found myself forced to wipe up. Though I do hope you are the last. Guards, viero...
You there? Bloody devil. I said be looking over... Aye. Now did I? Thought that. Now then, have a look-see. You are during my slave... Enslaved. If we could... Moreover, we'd ruin Ferrante. You'll find... You may... I've got... After...
You there, approaching. You are late. What other... Know you where you are? This is Crookspur. If anyone take...
Apretas. We continue now, cliente. Finoma. Feast your... Verlico.
What a put...
We've got a...
Be feasting your eyes on these bare... You...
Damnation. Count me out.
2,000. The price is 2,000 beautiful pies. Do I have 2 and 500? Once, twice, and sold to our mystery bidder, the patron with the weighty Pokelarde. I do hope you possess the sufficient funds, for your sake as well as mine. Come here now. Perfetto. Let us close this. You are a first-time buyer, Ak? For I do not recognize you as one of our usual patrons. The master has been expecting you. Go. You will find him within the residence.
Tried to force their way out of the cell again.
I'll tell the taskmaster. He'll torture them up right good for their insolence.
Oh, think I can't see you,
You there, stranger! Help us! Come closer. That's it. Just... Who are you? A buyer, maybe? But down here? I haven't seen you, but so you really aren't one of Kua's. I am Wahaki. The Deadfire is my homeland. And someday, I will kill these slavers for defiling it. Understand? They do. Though the legalities scarcely matter. All Kith have an inborn right to freedom, to survival. I would see these traitors slaughtered for their overbearing. You've made it this far and haven't been skewered by an ogre. Yet. Perhaps you can free us. Me and the others are keeping tabs on their patrols. I know their schedules, and their weaknesses. We can handle ourselves if you can get us out of this cell. We will have our chance, and we will cut the...
Shall we cut right to it? So you purchased my rarest and most valuable offering. Clearly, you are a client of refined taste. But now it's time to pay up.
Been looking to lay eyes on you longer than you know, boy.
Now you have, and we'll leave it at that. Provoke me, and I may make you one of mine, old man. We're sterling. I thank you for your business, and you're free to claim your new chattel anytime you like. Of course, there is one matter for which we must discuss. My associate informed me he would send an aide to my problem. In exchange, I am willing to commit a number of ships to his fleet. That's a fairly insidious claim to make. What evidence have you to back it? What distinction ought birth to afford anyone in a trade such as mine? Now, will you help me? Or must I ship you back to the captain in chains? The Wahaki have been quite persistently attacking my ships. That does make it somewhat difficult to conduct business in these waters. The Oaxaca savages are nothing without their tribal leaders. Get rid of them, and the rest will scatter like startled birds. I need them stopped, and I need it done a fortnight ago. I imagine because they're territorial bastards. Or perhaps they morally and philosophically oppose my trade. I hardly care about their motivations. I'd expect no less. Oh, and when you go, don't forget to take the slave you purchased. I'll have something suitably exquisite prepared for when you return. That is, once you've taken care of my Oaxaca problem.
Did you find something? You have that look again. Well, that's a start. I found some unusual stains. I don't think they're blood, but they are rather odorous. So it is. But what would that be doing here? I've heard they're aggressively isolationist. As for what that has to do with the leaden key, at least we know where to look next. I only wish we could find another hapless initiate with a spare hood. That symbol. It looks like the one we saw on the abandoned ship.
You went into the jungle for animal hides, I say, and found yourself in an empty clearing. Akira, the clearing was empty, I say. You turned around and retraced your steps back to your ship, where it was safe. Not if you cannot listen. If you came to blunt my teeth with chatter, try to keep it short. You have an audience with me. Ruasare doesn't waste time on outsider vagrants. Deeper? Deeper how? There are many eyes on you, outsider. Ruasare will be expecting you inside. Seeing as you've earned your way up from nuisance to guest, Akira, what? You're in luck.
Suits me, eh? Did you notice their face paint?
Maybe... The outsider must leave. Oreo Koiki will not be parceled off and...
Ruasare would never let that happen. Where is your confidence?
You are the problem. We do not track dirt in our...
We are no better than the outsiders if our Mataru act like inhospitable sap. Where is the courtesy and welcome of the Wahaki?
If you have such love for outsiders, let this one speak for herself. You are not the first to speak in honeyed words while caressing a hidden blade. If the outsider turns on us, I say I will drag you through Tangaloa's maw with me. For all our sakes, may I be proven wrong.
On behalf of those who remember...
Her face paint. You don't
I am the Ranga of this tribe, and will not hesitate to send your soul through Tangaloa's maw if you threaten my people.
You have the gift of our hospitality during this audience. Do not abuse it.
But will our hospitality be returned?
Outsiders do not come to Oreo Koiki unless they want. The enemy of my enemy is still an outsider. You are knowing that the purchase of foreign slaves is allowed in the Deadfire? To buy and sell kith is the work of monsters.
Aye, lass. Few build suckers more monstrous than slave trading built.
These slavers hunt the waters around Oreo Koiki. Like cowards, they shy away from the... They steal my people from their fishing boats and sell them like pigs at auction. Where is Onikaza to stop them? Someone must teach them the meaning of Wahaki vengeance, I say. This is a poor beginning. Our enterprise...
Killing Kellic, bro.
Keep your trunk, my love. Tangara, call off, even though she does not commit to helping us. Aranga...
As you say, Ranga.
If you would come and go on Oreo Koiki, prove... I know only that they clang and clash like foreign names.
Your Excellency, I come to warn your people. Your presence among these ruins is an affront to the god. You must remove yourself, lest you face the god's wrath. The timeline of the gods is not for mortals to understand. But even their patience shall wear thin, especially after this warning. Your people cling tightly to their history. But where are these designs among your arts? Where is the carved Adra in your wooden huts? These places were not built by the Huana, but by an ancient people from a distant land. I have seen your murals, and I know that you will recognize. It was my people who built these places, and now I come before you bearing their warning.
Why do you stare so? Akira, outsiders know better than we leave the symbol of the war club.
That war club looks like a much older version of the lead and key insignia.
One which goes unheeded. The Wahaki show outsiders that we know their deceitful face. My ancestor knew this face well. She recalled its every hateful curve to the Wahaki history. We wear the bone-white grimace of our enemies and take power from it. Do not speak the name of those who felled mighty Ukaizo. Their spirits are unwelcome. We do not hide. We are protecting a way of life that others would trample under. The trading companies would strip the land that the gods... There is much.
You look like you have something on your mind.
That's like what he told the Glanfathans. I'll bet he didn't expect they'd kill him for it. Would have loved to see the look on his face.
Then the Wahaki are the painted masks. They've been serving the Leaden Key's interests for 2,000 years without even knowing it. Though not, it seems, in the way Theos intended.
Half clever trick, though. I ever need a thing done for 2,000 years, I may have look into it myself.
No, I don't suppose he did. Belief is a curious... Once, the Wahaki believed they were guarding themselves against the Ingwithans, Theos' people. Yet over time, they became hostile toward all outsiders. Yes, but it didn't stop there. It's not just that the Wahaki misread Theos' original message. It fundamentally changed them. They went from being a large and well-connected tribe to a much smaller one defined by isolationism. You see all the ninnying I suffer from this lad? Right sure 'tis rattling around in his noggin. You know me too well. I've been chasing the Leaden Key, trying to undo the harm they've caused. But what if I'm only making matters worse? Might I be to blame? Have I made a grievous mistake in getting involved? When you put it that way, mine does sound like a rather flimsy excuse, doesn't it? Perhaps it was naive to think I could dismantle a 2,000-year-old organization in a single lifetime. But it's worth it to try. Indeed not. The strange thing is, this whole ordeal has given me some sympathy for Theos. Not that I condone his actions, but I can't imagine he thought he'd destroy an entire generation either. Well, not in the beginning. What I mean to say is, he thought he was doing the right thing. Even at the end. I worry things aren't so simple. Still, perhaps you're right. At any rate, it will be a relief to move forward. It was always too comfortable to leave the hard decisions to others. To simply follow along. I only wonder now what sort of decision you'll have to make when we finally confront Aethys. A reasonable point. Anyway, thank you. This has lifted a great burden from my shoulders.
Oh, that's easy. Careful.
I will hear you, outsider.
Oh, all right. Maybe just... How can I help? What?
I will hear you, outsider.
Of course, darling.
I will hear you, outsider. Slaver filth.
I've marked. Some more. Did that hurt? Go for the eyes.
That's it.
The season of harvest. I've got here.
Scallywag's hoke.
You're going down. I think that's beyond me.
Well, that's not all done.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your recurring presence? Attacking the Wahaki directly would be foolhardy if not impossible. I'd recommend trickery in order to more easily eliminate the tribe's leader. Approach them under the guise of friendship and they'll welcome you stupidly. I'd bet my old master's life on it. It was a gift, you see. It belonged to my master. I didn't run this place not 10 years ago. I ran him right. To what do I owe the pleasure of your...
Back the way you came, if you know what's good for you. Master's orders. If you're curious...
Looks like trouble.
You might You've got the decency to go for the eyes. How do you like that? Did that hurt? Did that hurt? Have some of this. You might always hit my...
I'll be chopping you to chop. Be ready. On the line, lass.
How do you like I always hit my... Go for the eyes. You might want to... You're going down. I've marked...
Hey.
I've got an... You're going down. I always hit my...
Aye.
I've got an arrow with your...
Aye.
I've marked my time. Go for the eyes! Between the eyes. Get up!
Aye.
I've marked my target. Always hit. You're going down.
That mural. That's the same headdress Theos wore.
Go for the eyes! Have some of it. Sounds about as useful as a bump.
That wasn't it.
How do you like that? No can do. I've got an arrow with your... Go for the... Have some of this. Yeah, I hear you.
To what do I owe the pleasure of your recurring... You have my interest and my appreciation, and a discount on the best of my stock. To what do I owe the pleasure of your recurring...
Ado, and how is the sea treating you, Watcher? You are quite the asset to my cause, Casita. Please, allow me to invest further in our partnership. I trust you will find this to your liking. I require nothing further from you at this time. I will send for you should the need arise. Ado, and how is the sea? Yet by some means you have a... Ah, I know this. This is the Burning Palace, see? The symbol represents the Dokotsi family, which means you are in possession of the royal sword of Granvailia, the Engoliero do Esbirs, ac? Merla. But it appears to be sealed tight. Perhaps we might use this to bargain with Rivan, should we ever chance a meeting with her. Come, let us share a fine conversation. Ak,
You know, I wish you'd been around a year back. We would have left the Royal Deadfire Company in the dust. Now then, did you have a reason for coming by? Ah, yes, that business. What became of it? Ah, Good. I knew you could handle it. And Master Kua, did he fulfill his end of the bargain? I was not there, and so I am certain you handled matters as you saw fit. You have proven yourself capable without doubt, and there are worthier tasks ahead of us. You've been a great assistance to— Now then.
What are my eyes, Bill?
I've marked my target. You might want to. No, you're going down.
Well, that's not nice. I guess I wasn't so hard. I guess I wasn't so hard.
Scallywags home.
I've got.
This is
what can I do? I've got a comforting see your prey. Have some of it. That was about as useful as a bum. You're going down. Comforting of course. All right.
What? How did you...
I see the wits of their eyes.
I've got her! Have some of this. Mo, Ixie, Honor. Whoa, did that hurt? You might want to. You're going... I've got an arrow with your
Beyond
I can't find a weak moment.
beyond
I've got an arrow with your name on it.
What? How did you...
More than you're going down. Always in my head. You got the distance. Go for the eyes. That's it. You might get between me.
attack. Beyond here's our army.
Good thinking.
Go for the eyes! How do you like that?
Be ready to be.
You're going down! I can't find a weak
That wasn't it.
always in my mind. I've got an arrow. This is getting us no.
Beyond sick. Dead.
Take that. Between me and
Scallywags hope.
you're going down.
Beyond
How do you like that? You're going down. The season of harvest is in.
that must have hurt.
I can't find a weak not sure.
And then you... I don't know how or why you killed them. Truly? You mean it? I can never thank you enough for such kindness. Gods, I... Thank you for the kindness, my lady.
What'll it be, madam? Sure.
It's impossible to cheat at Hazatoa.
It has been brought to my attention that you ousted the slavers from Crookspur. You've done a noble thing. They had long been a thorn in our side, but one we were hesitant to remove on our own. You've done us a considerable favor. Indeed. Indeed. But the problem hardly... Deadfire is a troubled place, beset by all manner of predation and lawlessness. Adventure stories blame it on the fury of Helia's storms and the hunger of... Historians would spin you a tale of all of that merely obscures the plain yet hard truth. The Juana, allow me to illustrate. 2,000 years ago, but we overcame them. And we were not content to huddle in cliff caves, and it is not about deserving. There is no pity in a storm, or a famine, or a slave raid. There are only victims, and civilians and the Principe will tear Deadfire asunder, and the Juana will... So we must do everything we can to defend the archipelago, and we shall ensure that the slavers do not return by stationing one of our most elite fleets at Crookspur. I think we should continue to focus on how we might help each other, and by continuing to work together, we can achieve both our objectives. In any case, our attentions are now focused on Sayuka for now. I'm sure the Hazanui will summon you when the time is right. He acts like he's gonna do one thing, then he does...
You look like you've come with a purpose. Noticed that, did you? Saltpeter is one of our chief resources at Rowan. Now you can see why we